So, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's almost Friday. We're moving it along quickly, but we're halfway through the week, so let's enjoy it while we can. We'll start off with our daily pledge. Today is a new day. I'm ready to be the best me I can be. I will listen so I can learn. I will try hard so my brain can grow. I will not give up. I can learn anything I put my mind to. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new opportunity. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with your new day every morning that you get up and every night that you go to bed? How are you going to spend that time? I think it's an important piece of recovery. How you choose to spend your day and what you choose to do in those days really makes a big decision on how you're going to handle your depression, your anxiety. Maybe you're feeling a little manic. Maybe your paranoia is getting worse. Whatever you're experiencing or whatever is going on, how are you handling that? How are you spending your day? What supports are you reaching out to, and so on? Don't forget, every day we need to do our check-in. How are we? Where are you at? How are you feeling? Obviously, my coffee's kicking in. Now I can't talk. But where are you at, and what are you doing to help yourself? Have you been taking out your toolbox or your tool bag and working on coping skills? Or are you sitting around doing nothing and allowing them to get worse? We have to help ourselves. If you can't help yourself, it's going to be very difficult for your support team to help you or do anything that's going to provide you some relief so that your symptoms are manageable. So every day, wake up, give yourself a little check-in so you know how to proceed with the day. But remember what I said yesterday or the day before. Now I can't remember. Have all day long, we may ebb and flow in our mood and how we're feeling. And so we just gotta keep ourselves in check all the time. It's just important to keep ourselves in check. All right, so today is Wellness Wednesday, and as I was drinking my coffee and as I was thinking about it driving to work this morning, I was thinking about good caffeine, have another cup of coffee. I was thinking about good caffeine versus bad caffeine. So some of us obviously like to live off of caffeine because it gives us energy. It makes us feel better. It makes us wake up in the morning. Maybe you have a hard time sleeping at night, so you need that extra kick in the morning, or it's just a nice way to start your day. Either way, there is good caffeine and there is bad caffeine, and there's caffeine overdose. And so I just wanted to touch base a little bit about that. So when you have good caffeine in your system, it can increase your attention, it can make you more alert, and it can decrease your fatigue. We all know that. A cup of coffee wakes us up, makes us not able to talk, gives us some more energy, and so on. Good caffeine, which is a lot of times coming from like a green tea, a black tea, even some coffee. And what's happening is that it is good for you. So in moderation, of course, and we'll get to that. But good caffeine can lower the risk of cardiovascular disease. So it can be good for you. It can lower your risk of diabetes. That is, of course, if you don't put 14 pounds of sugar in each cup of coffee. And it can increase your metabolic rate. So it's going to help your body burn faster. It's going to make you feel more alert, decrease your fatigue. That's a good thing, right? Now, when we have bad caffeine, the negative effects of it are it can cause anxiety. So bad caffeine or caffeine overdose can cause anxiety. So if you're already struggling with anxiety, some people have it set in their mind that they're going to drink coffee and that helps them feel better. But the reality is it's actually increasing your anxiety. And addiction. The more bad caffeine or the more caffeine you consume outside of what is okay, you're going to become addicted and your body's going to start to experience lots of other issues like withdrawals. It can actually increase your blood pressure and it can be bad for your heart. Okay? It can start to reduce your fine motor skills. I guess if you drink too much caffeine, it's just going to be hard to function. And it's going to make you have to go to the bathroom all the time. So they always say to prevent like any sort of dehydration that you should have, for every cup of coffee, I believe you're supposed to have 2 cups of water. So remember that, because a lot of people drink pots and pots of coffee a day. However, 1 cup of coffee, 2 cups of water, okay? So that's just a little bit of good caffeine versus bad caffeine. Here are some truths about caffeine, okay? I'm going to tell you some facts because Like I said, coffee and tea, that kind of caffeine is not all bad for you. Now, it depends on how much you're drinking. However, there are health benefits. But it says the delicious chemical name of caffeine. All right. Studies show that caffeine can increase fat burning in the body. Well, we just said it was going to increase your metabolism. So that makes sense to me. It can also help to break down that fat. Caffeine can relieve post-workout pain by 50%. So I think that caffeine can also kind of maybe help your body ease a little bit, relax. Like a true migraine, they say, caffeine is supposed to help with that because it's going to relax your blood vessels. So maybe it's kind of the same concept of your muscles and pain and things like that. Let's see here. The caffeine in your body may last up to 6 hours. That's interesting, and I do have another worksheet on that. I'm not really for sure because some of us crash after an hour, but caffeine can last in your body for up to 6 hours. Caffeine can increase your stamina. We know that. Caffeine provides vitamin B, vitamin B2, B5, manganese, which helps control your blood sugars, which also obviously goes back to how it can lower your risk for diabetes. It can also have potassium and niacin, and I believe that helps with hair growth, nails, things like that. It can improve your cholesterol levels as well. Caffeine is shown to temporarily increase one's ability to learn. Well, I'll be darned. If I would have drank coffee in high school and had good caffeine, I probably would have learned a little bit more. It says so. That's interesting. Caffeine is extracted by pressure cooking beans, okay? And so then it kind of produces it into a powder form. So that's cool. Let's see here. What is a recommended daily limit? The maximum amount of coffee that you should have, they say, is 4 cups a day. So if you're exceeding 4 cups of coffee a day or caffeine, then you're too much. Now it's becoming now it's an overdose of, so to speak. And so we'll talk about that too. So here are 9 healthy benefits to keep drinking coffee. So for all you coffee drinkers out here, here are the benefits of coffee. And I know that I've heard this. I've read many different things about the benefits of coffee. Now, obviously within moderation, because it just told us that you should really only have about 4 cups a day. So if you're drinking pots of coffee a day, chances are that's not helping you. All right, so the first one says coffee is potent source of antioxidants. Coffee shows more antioxidant activity than green tea or cocoa. It can just help with your dietary sources, okay? It can reduce the risk of developing diabetes, which we just talked about it. According to a study in the Diabetic Journal, if those who drink coffee tend to have a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. It can increase our physical performance. Of course, it's going to give us more energy, reduce our fatigue. It's going to help us get going. And so we should roughly have an hour of physical exercise a day. So drink your coffee and go work out. It improves your brain function. In addition to boosting energy level, caffeine also assists brain function. Coffee improves your reaction time, short-term memory, and cognitive functioning. So I should drink coffee all day long, but then the problem is I'm going to exceed my 4 cups. It reduces your risk for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So that's interesting. Obviously, it's something that's helping with your memory, which it just said. Coffee helps you burn fat. Tiredness and obesity aren't traits of coffee drinkers. Many fat-burning supplements contain caffeine due to its fat-burning properties. Coffee can make you feel happier. I know that. You guys get to see me right at like the peak of my coffee time. So I feel lots of energy and ready to go at that point. Reduce the risk of skin cancer, and coffee drinkers have a longer lifespan. According to a recent medical study, people who drink coffee have a longer lifespan as they are less susceptible to health issues such as heart disease, high cholesterol, and blood pressure. I don't know. However, you can become a coffee addict. And you can overdose. So here's some signs of things that you should watch out. Now we're going to get to the bad stuff. So hold on one second. But I wanted to talk about like good caffeine and coffee. But now it's kind of like what happens if you drink too much. We talked about pots. You're only supposed to have 4 cups of coffee a day. So we can overdose in caffeine. And it can really start to affect our bodies. And when we're already trying to reduce our anxiety or sleep better or feel better, overdosing on caffeine actually has some pretty serious side effects. So here's one of them. Visually, you can start to see flashes. So if you start to see flashes when you've had a caffeine overdose, that's a serious problem. I think it's your brain's overstimulated. There's a lot going on. So I don't know all the background of that, but if you start to see flashes, we have a problem. If you know you've had an extreme amount of caffeine, you're going to start to experience rapid heartbeat and irregular rhythm. You're going to feel that your heart's like skipping beats and it's all over the place. So that is not helping our anxiety. I know that, like I said, a lot of people like to drink coffee all day long because they want to feel motivated and energized. But the problem is it's going to increase your symptoms. It's not going to make you feel better. But you have to be mindful. It's not just coffee either. Many people also drink like a green tea or a black tea throughout the day. So you may have had your 4 cups of coffee, which is your caffeine limit, but then you started drinking other sources of caffeine, and that becomes an issue too. When you start to experience ringing in the ears, that is a caffeine overdose, okay? When you start to have abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, things like that, your stomach can't take anymore. There's too much, coffee kind of makes our stomach rumbly. So if you're having too much, it's really causing more problems. It can make you irritable, anxious, restless, confused, headache, insomnia. You can't sleep. If you're drinking too much caffeine and people are slamming energy drinks and those like 5-hour energy little cups, things that you can drink, it's too much and it's actually hurting you. It's harming you. Muscular, you can start to have seizures, trembling, twitching, and overextension. You can have dehydration and fever. And so those are some signs of overdosing. You've had too much caffeine. Your body is retaliating. It can't take anymore. Now you've put too much in there. Okay, so let's talk about energy drinks because I see lots of people drinking energy drinks. I think they are nasty, and I have no intention of drinking them ever, but they are bad for you, and a lot of people live off of them. But the problem is that there's just so much bad stuff in there for you. It is harming your body. Not only is it harming your mental health, but it's harming your physical health. So number one, consuming, sleep habits. All right. So if most often it reduces, it's going to make you tired throughout the day. It's going to keep you up at night. We're going to go through the cycle of that. But ultimately, it really like gives you a jolt and then it crashes. But it doesn't do what you think it is. It's really just harming your body. It increases your heart rate. It can automatically give you caffeine toxicity because there's so much stuff in there. Let me see here. 24-ounce energy drinks. Oh, this is sad. They're just talking about how a 14-year-old girl had drank 2 energy drinks and within a 24-hour period had a heart attack. And so just thinking about a small child and energy drinks and the impact that has on their heart rate and just the negative side effects of that. It can cause obesity. It can cause mood disorders. It can increase your anxiety, increase your restlessness. You can start to go through withdrawals and drowsiness and depression. These are just from energy drinks. It can also cause potential drug use because it's almost like a drug. And if you can't have enough of it, people turn to other things to supplement that. You can turn into binge drinking for it because people just want more and more and more because it's ultimately made to kind of make you an addict. And it also can cause diabetes. It's interesting. They say 12 to 24 hours, you can still have that caffeine drug in you. Okay, so from energy drinks. This can last up to 24 hours in your system. Now, for coffee, they said 6 hours. I believe it. But when you start drinking all these energy drinks, the amount of sugar and caffeine that are in them, they can last 12 to 24 hours just off of one. So imagine what your body's going through if you're drinking multiple a day every single day. That's really becoming an issue, and your body, pretty soon it's going to just start to attack all the good things in your body, and it's going to be really hard to manage your mental health and to feel better and to just go for a walk and feel happy because now you're irritable all the time and you're restless and you just feel icky because these have taken over. Just some negative side effects of energy drinks. It can increase your sweat, affect your blood pressure. It can cause psychotic conditions. So if you're already experiencing paranoia or any sort of delusions or hallucinations, energy drinks are going to contribute to that. Liver damage, respiratory disorders, seizures, heart palpitations, tachycardia, hypertension, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, kidney failure, agitation, heart problems, and problems with calcium, and your body just can't absorb like good vitamins and good minerals and nutrients and all that good stuff. It can't absorb it. It's like something about these energy drinks just kicks out all of that stuff, and your body can't take all of that in. So I just think it's important. I pay attention to watching people consuming all of their energy drinks or coffee. A lot of people drinking fluids, but at the end of the day, there is one thing that you should drink a lot of and you could probably never get enough of, and that is water. Every single day, you should have 8 glasses of water. You can have your 4 cups of coffee or your 4 things of caffeine, whether it's maybe 2 cups of coffee and a tea, something like that. But you need to turn to water. Your body needs water to heal itself, to stay healthy, to help you manage your mental health, and to just feel better. So get rid of those energy drinks if you drink those, please. It is not helping your recovery. It's not helping you feel better. It's not helping your physical health. If you especially have like a lot of health issues, you need to get rid of those because your body can't properly heal. Drink your coffee in moderation, but ultimately turn to water. So we learned a lot this week, and I hope that you take all of that and you put it in your toolbox and you use it for the rest of the week, the rest of the year, the rest of whatever. But ultimately, please don't ever forget this. What are you choosing to water? Every single day, we are working on our recovery, our mental health. We're working on managing life, having a daily routine. Maybe you're taking care of kids. Maybe you're having a job and kids and a husband or a significant other. Whatever it is, we have to make a conscious decision every day. What are you choosing to water? Are you going to choose to water joy and happiness and positivity? Don't let people steal your joy. That's what I have to say about that. But don't steal your own joy. Water the good things. We don't want to water the nasty, negative weeds and everything over here. Every day, make a decision to get up. It's a new day. We're going to take the very best care of ourselves that we can be. Remember, we have to be me-sponsible. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. You have to fill up your cup first before you can fill up the cup of others. Have your cup of coffee to go in the morning. Turn to your water. Drink your 3 meals a day, and really just find that balance, because that's what it's all about. That's how we're going to stay well. It's just to find that peace and that balance. And again, now we can't have joy all the time. I get it. We can't always be in a super awesome mood. But we don't have to let up other people take that away from us, because it's just something internally that we have to work on. So water the positive. Happy birthday, Carmen. Have an amazing rest of your week. Get outside, go for a walk, soak up all the sunshine, enjoy the fresh air, the weather, have a cup of coffee, not too many. Get rid of your energy drinks, water the positive, stay motivated, get all your things done. Whew, we've had a busy week. We'll see you next Monday. Have a great week and a great weekend.